Okay, welcome to the first in a series of videos that are going to give you some basic skills on the software we'll be using, which is the Soundtrap software. So hopefully by now you've been able to log in, and once you've logged in you should be able to see this page as your landing page. It should have your name and the EduUser thing after it. This is basically your home base. This is where all of your projects are going to be saved and all of your recordings and any assignments that your teacher sets you. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the studio by clicking this button. And it might take a while to just load up, depending on your Wi-Fi. And then I can select a template, or I can just go blank. And I might just go blank for now. A word as well, make sure that you're logging into Soundtrap using the Chrome browser, as it supports Soundtrap the best. Microsoft Edge, Safari, and some of those other browsers have limited capability when it comes to using Soundtrap in the browser. So right away, this is our Soundtrap workspace. This is where we're going to spend the most of our time. First off, let's look at some really familiar stuff. So down the bottom here, we've got our transport controls. Record, stop, play, skip back, skip forward. And we've got our master volume here. All right. Up here, we've got our timeline. So all of these numbers going across correspond to bars. So bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, etc. So this is showing us the passage of time in our song. Equally, this is going to show us all of the instruments. I was going to flip over to one I've made earlier, and you can see that there's a whole lot of different instrument tracks down this left-hand side. Basically, each track is like a different instrument. So as I get more tracks or more instruments, the sound gets denser. And you can also see now that I've got a passage of time. And this is my cursor moving along the top here as well. So we've also got this tab here, which is loops. So loops are mainly what we're going to be working with to start off with, and they're like short little pieces of music that we can combine together and use. And this is really great because you can search by instrument, or you can also search by style. So if I want to search for drums in, say, a rock style, it gives me all the options that match that. I can also search by scale, which we'll look at a bit later as well. I'm just going to search for these ones. And if you want to audition it or hear how it sounds, just press the play button. Great. And simply just drag it into your project. You can also double click and it will create a new track down the bottom here. Great. And you can see that it's an 8-bar loop. If I zoom in a bit more, you can see it lasts for 8 bars, because remember, the 8th bar lasts until just before the next number. And that's really, really interesting. Now, if I actually want to just loop this and loop this over and over again, I can go to this button here and turn it on. This is called the loop button, and it activates this purple region up here. And this will just mean that this keeps playing over and over again while I find a bass. I might go EDM. Let's go. Yeah, we'll put that on for now. And that's going to also come on. Great. So over here, I can also control the volume of each instrument individually via using this control. If I only want to hear the drums, I'm going to press this headphone button here, and that just means solo or soloing the track. If I don't want to hear the drums, want to hear everything else, I can press the mute button here. And that's just really easy ways to control as you're working to hear specific elements. So I would go through, keep dragging in my loops till eventually I came up with something like this. Let me just get that back. Yep, great. And shut 1, 2. And this would be something like a finished project that you could work on for your ABA composition. A couple of other things really quickly. If you want to change the tempo or the speed, down the bottom here, I can type that in. So I might put it to 100. It's going to ask you, do you want to adjust? And you would click yes, and it will change the tempo for you, but I don't want to do that right now. You also want to change the key. You can do it this way. Don't worry, we'll talk about keys more in another video. But if you want to do that, you can also do that down the bottom here as well. And if you want to hear a metronome, click that on and off. Apart from that, once you've finished your work, don't forget to save it by clicking this save button here. And then you can start creating.